Hello my lovelies, and whoa, oh my gosh, I can't say anything else without saying thank you so much. My channel blew up in a relatively big way, especially for such a tiny one. I'm so genuinely grateful and humbled by all of your support, and I hope to not let you down. If you're confused by the title and you're wondering why 100 subscriber special, let me explain. Sunday 10th of this month, I had just over 100 subscribers. I was so pleased I even tweeted about it. I said to a friend of mine, after I upload this short world building video, I'm going to make a cute little 100 subscriber special. And the video seemed to be doing a bit better than anticipated, which was nice. I thanked the comments, and I went to bed. And as it turns out, the almighty algorithm had turned his sombre gaze upon my countenance, and issued forth his whimsical gifts upon my feeble form. Which is to say, I woke up to a bunch of new friends. A lot of new friends. If you subscribed to my channel when I had a few thousand subscribers, for context, I just want to let you know I did not have the vast majority of those a few days prior. It's kind of like doing a recital and being told it's just a small show for the local community, and then when you get to the venue, it's actually a giant concert hall filled with thousands of people. Generally everyone is being really nice and friendly and supportive, and some people are even giving you helpful, constructive criticism, but it's just a lot to adjust to and not something you're mentally prepared for. I went back to my friend and said, "This is amazing, but now it feels too late to do the 100 subscriber special that I had planned." And he said, "Do it anyway. Who's gonna stop you, the police?" So that's what we're doing, gang. On this blessed day, all 11, 12, oh shit, it's 13. All 13k plus of you are my honoured guests for my 100 subscriber special. Look at us go! As you can imagine, I've gotten a lot of questions, and I thought I'd put my two brain cells together and make a Q&A to hopefully get to as many of you as possible. If I don't answer some of your lore or world building questions, that's either because they're ones I've not quite ironed out yet, or ones I'm saving for future videos. Shh, secrets. Do you have a Patreon or Discord? Not yet, but I plan to, and it means a lot that so many of you want to support me. If I do either of these things, I want to do them right. I don't want a poorly moderated Discord or a Patreon that doesn't offer consistent rewards or features. Also, I still need to work out how UK taxes work and how to claim Patreon money as additional income, which is a whole other thing. The short answer is I want to do things above board, but hopefully soon. In the meantime, if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, my Ko-fi will be in the description, but you know, please don't feel any obligation. Will you only be working on gold and bone? No, I'll still be working on other stuff too. I'd quite like to start how I mean to go on, and I always intended this channel to be a space to explore all sorts of creative stuff without really putting any limiters on myself. I also firmly believe that taking a break from a project and working on something completely different for a little while can actually be the perfect reset for your brain, and also gives you new ideas. So I view doing silly little projects as less of a distraction from a big creative project and more of an investment in a creative project. I'll try and do a healthy mix of videos, probably leaning more towards gold and bone for the foreseeable future. What videos do you currently have planned? So I currently have a non-gold and bone video already recorded that just needs editing, and that will hopefully be uploaded very, very soon. After that, I definitely want to just start chipping away at world lore for gold and bone. My current to-dos are 1. A more in-depth video on Ornata biology, including in-world quack science, of course. 2. A video on the intricacies of alchemy. While each culture has its own methods, I think it would be good to break down certain key processes so we all know what bounds we're working with. This is a big one and a really vital one, as you can imagine, so I'll probably work on other gold and bone videos while I chip away at fleshing out the alchemy system. 3. Cultures of the world of gold and bone. I think I'd like to do one of these next, just to start introducing you guys to some of these like cool cultures within the world and start giving you some more grounded ideas of the setting. Obviously inspiration might strike, in which case we'll just go with it, but that's what the future Golden Bone videos should roughly look like, with some random videos sprinkled in between. How come there's some inconsistencies? Some people have pointed out minor inconsistencies or other potential routes certain world-building elements could go. For example, society's attitudes towards gold. Is it, you know, used for currency, jewelry? Is it taboo, etc.? And yes, that's true, there was a bit of miscommunication on my part. This was a bit of a brain dump video, and I was trying to get a lot of ideas out about a lot of different cultures from within the world of Golden Bone all at once. If I could go back, I'd be sure to preface with phrases like, some cultures view it this way, or some other people in this world do things this way. So sorry for any confusion, I was just kind of highlighting different viewpoints and not being as clear as I could be. Does Golden Bone take place in our world? No, it takes place in its own original world. The different countries and cultures have varying influences from our own real world, with a large portion being comparable to the Age of Exploration. I would say that, with some magical exceptions, the highest level of technology we're working with is comparable to the Elizabethan era, but some cultures have significantly less technology at their disposal. How does the gold in Ornata work? Gold doesn't work that way. Yes, that's true. While I will be delving more into the biological specifics of Ornata in a future video, I will just clarify a few ideas I touched upon in my video but maybe didn't put across in as much detail as I should have. The miracle of Ornata is that the gold inside them does not behave as we would expect gold to behave normally in our world or theirs. Its properties are, by some unknown cosmic influence, not as we would anticipate, and gold in general, when it's enchanted, does possess some unusual properties. It being a magic world, there are magical occurrences, and this just happens to be one of them. That being said, I do think that the gold should retain maybe some hint of its usual properties, perhaps being a little softer than the average bone, or a little denser. Maybe it will lead to you know, some downside for the Ornata besides the other stuff they have. Not enough to be unfeasible, but enough to add some intrigue and flavour, and of course a bit of gothic body horror. What causes the Ornata? While it may change, for now, no one knows, and so it's really at the bottom of my list of brainstorming, though of course I'm always happy to hear your headcanons. I find solved worlds boring, and sometimes it's okay to know only as much as the average resident of the world knows. One of the major conflicts in Golden Bone is the theological debate on who or what has caused the Ornata. If we take that away by solving it, we remove a central conflict. We're joining this world when they don't have all the answers, meaning we can search for the answers alongside the characters we'll meet. Have people tried to become an artificial Ornata? And somewhat linked, can you harvest Ornata for gold continuously? Yes, some have tried to augment themselves, emphasis on tried, but only the gold that grows on an Ornata skeleton behaves in the unique way that allows for the direct enchantment of a living person. Once it's removed from the living Ornata, it just becomes regular gold. That hasn't stopped people from trying and experimenting, of course, or creating multiple gold accessories to try and achieve this end. That being said, bone surgery is incredibly deadly and risky even with our modern medicine. The race for the surface, a race between host cells and contaminating bacteria, is still a very real threat. Given Golden Bone's peak technology level is comparable to the Elizabethan era, it's simply not something that's been successfully done without killing the patient. Though it may change, for now the only proven way to be an Ornata is to be born one, and the only way to harvest them is to kill them. That doesn't stop the more unethical types from trying other means though. How does the gold inside Ornata get engraved? In short, they don't need to be. While it's not been conclusively proven in universe, many believe the reason Ornata's bones do not need to be carved with runes is because they're already born with some form of runes or other influence within them, which naturally grows into the bone over time. We'll get more into the logic and influence behind alchemy in future videos, but for now, let's just say that given the alchemical theory behind why runes are used, some theologians and religious types believe that a powerful enough deity could create Ornata without the need for any engravings at all. Are Ornata's external markings made of solid gold? No, and once again this was me speaking quickly, so you may have missed it. The gold on the outside of Ornata, including scars, are gold pigmentation. They're not solid gold, but rather gold coloured, potentially from tiny particulate pieces of gold mixing in there. Is our friend, figure 3A, super powerful? Oh no, sadly he is very dead. F's in the chat for figure 3A, forever in our hearts. Can I steal your ideas? No, please don't. Stealing is bad. If you want to draw a bit of inspiration or borrow some elements for your private D&D campaign, that's fine by me, just so long as you don't take credit for ideas that aren't yours. However, some of you have outright asked to copy this to adapt it into your own thing and say this is mine, and that's a no-go, I'm afraid. Especially those of you openly looking to write and publish books or tabletop RPGs, please do not adapt this into something for your own profit. I'd much rather see you make your own new ideas. I can't believe I had to say this out loud, but there you go. It's now down on record. And on that note, I did just want to touch on one more thing. In the short time so many of you have been here, I was overwhelmed by your kindness and support, but also your creativity. So many of you have been sharing your ideas and your suggestions, but also your own frustration with creating and fears of putting yourself out there. It's been really wonderful to know I've helped ignite so many people's imaginations, but also disheartening to hear how many of you have been struggling. I'm really sorry to hear it, and I'm honoured you felt able to tell me and this new kind of burgeoning community about it in the comments. If I could end this with any closing thoughts, it would be this. Each time you share your ideas, you will bring joy to at least one person, yourself. And I guarantee if you love something and it brings you joy, someone else will love it too. You have nothing to lose by sharing your ideas, and the benefit is making the world a more wonderful, creative place. So please, please do go out there and get creating when you have the time. And speaking of time, once again saying thank you so much. I will hopefully see all of you next time.